Ignition sequence start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening. You're listening to the Realest podcast. Welcome to another episode of In Game. I'm joined by Colby Havard and Dexter Church. I am Blake Carter, and we have ourselves a little special show for everyone. Since the Star Wars celebration recently happened this past weekend, we're going to be doing ourselves a little Star Wars show. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Well, I'm good. What about you, Dex?
Dexter?
Well, his mic is muted. I don't think he knows that at the moment.
I did not. No, I am doing great.
All right, well,
Yeah.
look. Big news is, this past weekend with Star Wars Celebration was all about Rogue One. Rogue One is Star Wars Celebration, Star Wars Story. You guys are looking at Death Troopers and soon-to-be Stormtroopers. But what did you guys think of this, the behind-the-scenes little trailer that they showed everyone and they've released?
I like it. It left a lot to imagine, though. It just seemed it was missing stuff, but it did what its job was to make people hyped for it.
Right. With me personally, I did not like it. I didn't like because look, I'm ready. Look, give me that second trailer. Let me have that second trailer. That's what I wanted. But of course, I didn't get that, and we just got a behind the scenes stuff of basically what we have gotten. There was one scene though where our main character. I'm gonna look up her name just to that way I'm not a nub. But it's raining. It's Felicity. God damn it! I can never say that name.
Spell it.
Felicity. Can never say that name.
Felicity?
Felicity.
Why the fuck would they name her that?
I don't know. What is she? Straight out of Arrow?
No, it's her. That's actually no. That's the actress name. What's her name in the in the goddamn in the
Watch that be one of
in
the secrets
movie.
that they're not
No,
releasing
they've
yet.
released it. I can tell you they've released it. They've done this. Like, I'm sorry. You might hear there. I don't care. We're listening to this. We're gonna find this out because, look, there is a scene where she is like, it's raining on her, and it looks like it's gonna be like something crazy, and you can tell that it's Darth Vader's Imperial, not Star Destroyer, but his little ship that goes down to planets and stuff. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could see the Jen Urso is her name. You could see everything like come down, like the air pressure like being released. And it
Oh,
looks
no, it looks amazing.
So cool. It looks so good, and that's what in watching the trailer I said that scene's gonna be badass.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But
I'm
go
a
ahead.
little bit still skeptical about this because it looks like they're having fun with it, but that could have been just for the camera. I am interested on seeing it. It does look like a interesting movie so far from the trailers. I am not happy that they released a behind the scenes before the actual trailer.
Yeah, that kind of bothers me, too.
I mean, god damn it.
Well, I don't like that all we hear is it's like when you're a little kid and now we're reliving that. It's like we know, like every single person that's a part of that movie is, if they are a Star Wars fan, is reliving that. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to tell us that, we know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that, yeah, I didn't like that either. Just because I want a new trailer, I want to see Darth Vader, which there actually is a short little video out of someone from Celebration, and of course the guy doesn't know how to use a camera, so it's focused on the person in front of him on his shoulder, so the screen is blurry, you can't see anything all that much, and then at the very end of the trailer you hear Darth Vader breathing, And I mean, that entire crowd went nuts, and it gave me chills, like watching it. So that's what I want. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's Darth Vader's just that powerful of a character, and I honestly don't think that they're going to show him in the trailers. That way, you have to go to the movies just to see him.
Yeah, and for people that are worried, who is voicing Darth Vader, if nobody knows, James Earl Jones is voicing Darth Vader, and if you do not know who James Earl Jones is, he's the original voice of Darth Vader.
They're actually bringing him back.
Yes,
Yes,
he
you're bringing
is
him
going to be
back.
voicing Darth Vader.
Thank God.
I mean, in my opinion, you can't do a movie with Darth Vader without James Earl Jones voicing him.
You can't.
I agree 100%.
I mean, yeah, with the video games, you'll have someone voice it, and it's not bad, it's decent, but then it's like that still isn't. That's not Darth Vader. That's not James Earl Jones.
You gotta have James Earl Jones or no Vader.
Yeah, and obviously everyone has seen the first trailer, that was released 2 months ago. The first release. If no one still has yet to catch it, at the very very end when Jen is turning around as if she was captured, you can hear Darth Vader breathing,
Yeah, you hear him exhaling.
and then the Imperial March is playing very slowly. Look, I'm a super hardcore Star Wars fan. I literally flew to Oregon to go watch Episode 7 with my grandmother because that is our tradition, and yeah, that's just what we do. I am really excited for this film because it's something new. It's not the same story of basically the Skywalker trilogy, which that could be changing with Episode 8 coming, which we don't know. But I'm excited. I mean, the only thing that is kind of crazy is the fact that they actually had to go. They're actually refilming right now. They had to go back and refilm a certain amount of some of the movie because, quote unquote, it's too much like a war film and does not have the Star Wars feel.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. So
What?
what are
I'm
your
happy
thoughts?
that they were actually able to distinguish that because something about that is Star Wars has always had these major, huge battles, but they always bring it down and focus on a major main character. When in war films, excuse me,
You're okay.
when in war films, you focus more on the actual battle and the overall, generally the overall picture or a large group of people, and so you actually would lose a little bit of that Star Wars flair.
Right.
No, true. You're
Because
right.
I'm a huge war film fanatic. I'll go back and watch the old ones when they were still really good, not just explosions. But Star Wars always had a different feel for them for me. Even from like Starship Troopers would still be considered a war film, and it's still based in space and sci-fi, but it has a completely different feel from Star Wars because Star Wars you're always focusing on the main character.
Correct.
And so the fact that the director was actually able to catch that, and that the people were actually able to catch that, and they're deciding that instead of just rolling with it and having it have that feel, they're actually going back and refilming parts. I'm enthusiastic about that. I think that they're going to make a really good film.
I hope so. I really do. And what I've seen is very promising.
Yeah, every single Star Wars film, even the new ones, even the old ones, even the prequel, when there's a fight, the fight is explained. Instead of like a war film where there's just, you're basically just mid-battle and you're like, okay, well, we're in battle, unless it's like a World War II film or, in that kind of a, what the war is. You kind of at times you never know why they're fighting. With Star Wars, they explain that very well. Lucas was all about the politics in Star Wars, showing why there's, what's corrupt, what's not corrupt in the Republic, and then there's the Sith, blah, blah, blah. I'm just bantering at this point.
Yeah, we get what you're saying, though.
So, yeah, in a way, I don't like that they're refilming it because this is basically what Rogue One is. Rogue One's a group that, excuse my French here, they go and, well, I'm not even saying it. They go and make stuff happen. They destroy stuff. They do what a regular rebel soldier cannot do. As in, they're going to have the Death Star plans. And you know what, people? If you do not like that I am saying this, and oh, that's a spoiler. No, don't say that. It, this is based what this movie is about. If you watch A New Hope, Episode 4, what is Darth Vader hunting the entire episode? Why
Oh
does he
wow,
capture
I don't
Princess Leia?
remember.
The Death
Oh,
Star
because
plans.
someone has the Death Star plans. You're absolutely right.
R2D2 has the Death Star plans, which is why they're hunting the droids. These are not the droids you're looking for. So at the end of this movie, I can guarantee you, Jyn Erso will die. We will see Princess Leia, and we will see Jyn Erso giving the Death Star plans to Princess Leia, and we will see them basically try to go off into a different direction to make where Darth Vader will chase them instead of Princess Leia. I have not read this. This is completely like me predicting the end of this movie right now.
Yeah, this is all theoretical, which it honestly makes sense. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm like I said, I'm going off of I have not read anything about this movie. It's just I understand this everything about this. Like I understand what this movie is about. So the part that like I said, I'm unhappy that they are doing this because it's a different film. I mean, for God's sake, right now one of the biggest debates with this movie is that it won't have an opening crawl. And if you guys don't know what the opening crawl is, it's basically when the Star Wars logo comes up and you see like the text telling you what is going on and why this movie is happening. And basically what the main purpose or the main story of this movie. Like the last one, Princess Leia cannot find Luke Skywalker, so Luke Skywalker is missing, nobody knows where he is. But a BB-8 unit has a secret map. And then where do we go? To Jakku, where BB-8 is.
Right.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think of that? No opening crawl. The quote is that they want to make Star Wars Rogue One or Rogue One a Star Wars story different.
Um, I can understand why they do it. I think probably going to confuse a lot of people. It might upset a few people, but I can understand why they're doing it. It's not a traditional Star Wars film. It is its own story arc that just takes place during the normal Star Wars universe.
Right. What about
So,
you,
you know,
Dex? Oh, sorry.
I think that they have to keep at least a little bit of the actual Star Wars flair to it. So I don't want this to be another war film. Pretty much is what I'm saying. Star Wars has always had a place in my heart and will always be kind of a special thing. But I don't want it to be like another war film. I don't want it to be like that.
I agree.
I would play the trailer for everyone, but I'm not wanting to get a big, super hardcore copyright by Disney and Star Wars and Lucasfilms. I don't want that. If you guys want to
No,
see the trailer, they'll destroy us. Like you guys think you're gonna be a channel, huh? You think? Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will just kill you outright.
Yeah, I'll get sued. Only have $60 to my name. I will take it.
They will.
We don't want that one.
So, go watch both trailers. The newest trailer is a behind the scenes, basically, and the old one is basically just introducing what Rogue One is. I'm trying to think if there's any other major points. I think, if I'm not mistaken, apparently there will not be any Jedi, but Darth Vader. That's if I'm not mistaken. And I've already gotten like the opening scene introducing Darth Vader into this film like down to the core. This is what I want to see. Let's be real here. Colby, I think I've told you this, Dex. Just listen out, think about it. We've never seen Darth Vader in his prime. We got Darth Vader when Luke was a grown man. So basically he's getting out of it. He's not in his prime anymore. What I would like to see is Darth Vader basically killing a Jedi, because that's what he did when he became the Emperor's slave. It was he went out and killed the rest of the Jedi Order.
You're right.
He assassinated them.
Yeah.
So what I would like to see is for the introduction to Darth Vader in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is Darth Vader in the middle of a fight with a Jedi, killing that Jedi.
I I could easily see that happening, and I would like to see that happening. I think it would be a nice. Well, it would truly show what Darth Vader is about.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've never seen the guy or this iconic character. We've never seen this character who is quote unquote the chosen one in
Actually
his
ever do
prime.
anything.
In his prime. We got to see it with Anakin a little bit, but he wasn't completely done with his training. We got to see how strong he was in the Force, but we never got the Darth Vader prime. We never got that. I guess you could say we got that with the Force Unleashed or something like that, but you were playing a Star Killer.
Yeah,
You also beat Darth Vader. So that's, I mean, it's like well, we never really have gotten it.
right. And that would be actually nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say this. As much as I hate saying this, I think this needs to be the final film with Darth Vader in it. Especially if the next two side films are what they're rumored to be, being one of them being a Han Solo spinoff and then one being a Boba Fett spinoff, then I think Darth Vader
I'm
needs to be
cool
gone.
with all those.
Well, there's also a rumor that Boba Fett will be in this film because when Darth Vader needed something to happen and he did not want to do it, he would hire Boba Fett because Boba
Right.
Fett is a very, very big. He's a Jedi killer. He hated
Yeah.
the fact that his father or his clone Jango Fett died from Mace Windu, so he became a major Jedi killer. And this is also before Return of the Jedi. This movie is put place between 3 and 4, so in a way you could say this is 3.5. So the rebellion is not formed, the Death Star is in the middle of being built, and the Empire is still, well, they're still at large and they're still in major control, but they're not the threat that we saw in A New Hope and
Right.
so forth.
They're pretty much just being built,
They're basically
to
taking out
say
the
the
Jedi
least.
and the rest of that order. So, sorry, I had to turn the light on. So, we don't pause recordings here. We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't believe in that.
um, it'll be interesting. I want to now. There's also a question: will we see Emperor Palpatine in this movie?
I don't know. That'd be kind of neat.
But I don't know. I really want to see Darth Vader in a lightsaber duel. I really do. Because the only ones we have are the old ones. And let's be real. George Lucas had the idea of a lightsaber being super heavy, and then it's like, well, they can't be. And then we got the prequels, which are to this day still the best lightsaber duels we've ever had.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not big on the story of the prequels, but I will say their fight scenes are amazing.
Hey, something on what you were saying about like you're hoping this is going to be the last film that Darth Vader's really in.
That's
I'm
me. That's
hoping-
me wanting it. I'm not. It's not the last one.
I understand you. I understand you. I'm kind of hoping for that too, but at the same time, like you're saying, if it's a spinoff for Boba Fett, I'm hoping that he won't be a major player in future movies. That this will that he may have a cameo or something like that, but the majority of it's going to be based on but like you said, Boba Fett was a major
Yeah.
was hired on by him quite a bit, so I can understand him like maybe like it shows Darth Vader hiring him, or like showing Darth Vader and going to him for that. But other than that, he shouldn't play a major part in something like that.
We also could see Boba. Like I was saying, we could see Boba Fett in this movie, Rogue One.
Oh yeah,
Being
that would
hired.
be definitely interesting.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
So I mean, there's no telling, and let me rephrase that. As long as James Earl Jones is physically able to voice Darth Vader, keep doing then yes, do
Keep
movies,
Vader.
keep Vader in movies, or with spin-offs have Vader in movies. But if James Earl Jones physically cannot voice Darth Vader, then you do not need you don't no movie with Darth Vader. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
If they
you
make
don't
a
need 'em.
movie with Darth Vader and James Earl Jones is not that actor or voice actor, and then the next voice actor, well, it wouldn't matter who it is. Like that's like with Suicide Squad. What's his name is playing the Joker? What's his name?
Jared Leto.
Leto. I don't look at him as the Joker. Ledger was the Joker in my eyes. He played
Yep.
him and Jack Nicholson are the Joker. Jack Nicholson played the great funny Joker that did, that was all did jokes and, would just I don't know, wouldn't really kill them, but he would mess with them a lot. And then you had Heath Ledger's Joker that was psychotic. So,
Yeah.
Jared Leto is just it's cool. It's going to be cool to see him, and it's going to be cool to see Batman versus the Joker again, but it's kind of like it's still kind of too soon. But
It is.
and that's where I stand with this.
Now, speaking of Jared Leto being Joker, I found it interesting that they used a 21 Pilots song for a trailer instead of a 30 Seconds to Mars song.
I'm sure he could care less. I mean, he gets to play the Joker.
I know. I find it funny that they used a 21 Pilots song instead of 30 Seconds to Mars.
Well, they also played Queen Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, true.
Great song, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I think
Bohemian Rhapsody.
yeah. Let's move on from Rogue One. We've said, in a way, we've basically said all that we can say unless we go in circles and we find something new to say.
Nah,
Yeah,
that'll be boring.
Let's let's
Guys,
first.
I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, let me ask him when Dex gets back. I'll ask him, what's your favorite Star Wars film out of the 7 right now?
Oh, I'd either have to say Episode 7 or probably or Episode 6.
Episode 7 is my favorite, but Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, is really, really highly up there.
See, I wasn't a fan of any of the prequels.
The reason why Episode 3 is as good as it was the Anakin Skywalker versus Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber duel.
I will admit that was a very good fight.
I can watch that 1,000 times and love it. That lightsaber duel has that special place in my heart.
Oh yeah.
For a lot of people hating on the prequels, I never hated on them, and I understand I'm in the generation that got the prequels. I'm not the generation that got the older films. I really don't mind the prequels. I don't. Like, I get why people don't like them. Jar Jar Binks. I never minded Jar Jar Binks. I
like
did.
Jar Jar. I'm gonna be the odd one out. I liked Jar Jar.
If you want my God honest opinion, I think the older films are a lot more boring than the prequel, but I love the prequel. I love the older films. And
I find the older ones just have more character.
I mean, it's easier to attach yourself to Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and I can never think of her name,
I know I can't either.
but Princess Leia. Like, I get that, and the guy that played Anakin Skywalker was, he was very hard to what's it called though? God, what's it called? To be attached to. Carrie Fisher. I'm sorry. That's why I was like so like it's because I was reading. Carrie Fisher's Princess.
Yeah.
He was very hard to be attached to. Now the guy what's his name? The guy that played Obi-Wan Kenobi. I literally said his
God.
name the other day.
I loved him though.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his take on Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've forgotten his name too. Huh.
I'm looking him up. I need to find him. I gotta find him. I have to. McGregor.
Yes. Ewan.
Ewan
Wasn't
McGregor.
it?
Yeah. Ewan McGregor. McGregor, what he did was he wanted to look like Al Guinness or Guinness, whatever his name is, who originally played Obi-Wan or Ben Kenobi in the older films.
Right.
So that's why you see him with the long hair in the second film and with the beard, and then you see in the third film the grayish, and he had the look of
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's why he did great attaching him with Obi-Wan in that film.
I
Now-
agree.
Now the guy that played Anakin, I close out of Google like, okay, I'm good. Now I'm like, okay, now I gotta look up him.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names.
So I literally just look at it as like, oh well, that's Anakin. That's
Yeah.
not the actor's name. Hayden Christensen. Christensen is his name. He didn't do that well. Now I will tell you this: there's an iconic moment. Hayden asked when in Revenge of the Sith, Darth Vader has that little bit of film time. He asked. He said, "If I'm playing Anakin, I want to be in the Darth Vader suit." So he was in the Darth Vader suit, and there's actually a behind-the-scenes clip on YouTube where Darth Vader is actually going on set, and it's crazy how like everyone is basically crying and clapping, and George Lucas says, "Well, would you look at that? You're Darth Vader."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I thought that it's still awesome.
It is. It is.
So, man, I can literally talk Star Wars all day, and I'm at the point now where I don't even know when we started recording. To be completely honest, with
I
you.
honestly don't either. I love Star Wars, but I think when Dexter gets back, we should move on to
The video game side of it, yeah.
anything else. Yeah, the video game side of it.
I agree. Like episode 7, this has been super over talked, and I don't want to really talk about it, getting into super in depth on it because of how much this film is talked about, and it's already been a year since this film is talked about. By the way, everyone, episode 8 is officially finished filming. So a couple weeks ago they finished filming that. Daisy Ridley put that on Instagram. Who is like, I actually have like a crush on her. She's just very pretty. Not to the point of stalking, but yeah, we'll just go there.
We'll just go there.
She, or not she, they finished that film, and look, I'll be completely honest with you. Episode 7, I'm super excited. We're at the 10 o'clock show, the day before, because the day before for some odd reason they just have all sorts of shows. So we had the 10 o'clock show, and I'm super excited. I'm off social media. I'm not getting on it. But there was a tournament going on in Call of Duty, and I was still competing in Call of Duty at the time. And I'm going Twitter to go look at some results, and the first tweet I see, want to know how to ruin someone's day? Han Solo dies in the film. And if you haven't seen Episode 7 and you're mad right now, that's your fault, because the film's been out for a year. So I saw that, and I immediately went, no.
I can
And
understand.
I am back. Sorry about that, guys. My dad called. My painkillers are really starting to kick in.
But yeah, I saw that on social media, and was like, that's about right. I was good all day and not looking at it, but I looked at it, and that's what I see. Sure enough,
What?
To recap, I stayed off social media the day that Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out,
Smart.
and I went to check in on a tournament that was going on in Call of Duty, and the first tweet I saw was, "Want to know how to ruin someone's day? Han Solo dies."
Oh God.
That dude was getting death threats, by the way.
Oh wow.
Good.
But Dex, let me ask you this, and then we can move on. We don't have to talk episode 7. Favorite Star Wars film, and why?
Oh my God. That's a hard one. I guess I'm going to have to go with fuck it, the first one.
A New Hope?
Not the Not Star Wars Episode 1. I'm talking about Star Wars Episode 4.
4. Yeah, A New Hope.
Yeah. Yeah. I just really liked how they really built up Luke's character.
Yeah, that's what we were talking
Like,
about.
it
It was
was
very easy to connect with Luke.
it
Yes, it
was
was.
the best character build up I've ever seen in any movie because they made him so likable, so connectable. He was really the ideal character for the role for the scenario and for the time period when it came out.
I agree.
So, for everyone that is listening, I'm going to have a little fun fact for people. And most hardcore fans know this, and I'm sure the two people that are my two co hosts here are probably know this, but if they don't, well, then here's a fun fact. So, do you guys know why Han Solo? Now, don't tell me the reason because I want the spotlight. No, I'm just joking. Do you guys know why Han Solo was frozen in episode 5?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Dex?
I can honestly say I didn't look into it very much.
So in episode 5, the Revenge, or not the Revenge, the Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo gets frozen and sent to Jabba the Hutt. And then episode Return of the Jedi shows Luke and the group saving him. The reason why he was frozen was because Harrison Ford would not sign for Return of the Jedi. He would not sign to do that movie. When, after A New Hope blew up like it did, Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher immediately signed on for the other films. Harrison Ford didn't. And he would not sign the film to go to be Han Solo in Return of the Jedi. So what they did was they froze him, and if he would not sign, Han Solo would have died.
So it left it as kind of an open-ended character, so that way, in case Harrison Ford never did sign it, they could either said, okay, well he's frozen over there in the corner, or that he didn't survive the carbonite process. Because I remember C-3PO saying that it was actually a very dangerous process. No, it's a very safe process if done right.
Yes.
And so they kind of just left it as like an open character, so that way if he didn't want to come back, because kind of like how in the latest movie he said that he didn't want to come back afterwards, so they just killed him.
2 more fun facts. Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die in Return of the Jedi.
Really?
He wanted him to die the heroic death, but George Lucas wouldn't allow it, which is why we saw the heroic death in the last film. Another fun fact is
I can kind of see Harrison Ford wanting that.
the 6th movie, Return of the Jedi, was originally called, and it even had posters, Revenge of the Jedi.
Ah.
But instead of Revenge, which would have looked very dark, they made a Return.
Okay.
I kind of would have wanted to see Revenge of the Jedi.
And there are posters out. There's very few that have posters of Revenge of the Jedi. Just a little fun fact. And if you have one of those, you can make a lot of money with that poster. But
For real?
Harrison Ford, he didn't want to be a part of. He was done. And to everyone saying, "Oh, he can come back as a Force ghost," no, he can't. He's done. He's done.
He wasn't that well with the
he's done.
Force.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was honestly like completely even fed up, done with the whole series.
Yeah. He was.
At least, even though he was done, he gave it one last hurrah.
Well, I mean, let's be real here. He's the only actor that got money from ticket sales.
Yep.
Or box office sales, excuse me.
Yeah.
That's why he became the richest actor. That's why he signed, is because I guarantee you said, "I'll do it if we do this."
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
what's her name? The president of Lucasfilms called Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, and they thought it was an action figure. And Mark Hamill originally didn't want to be Luke again because he thought that everything with Luke he did was over. Like there's nothing else for him to do for Luke Skywalker. But he was in a win. For his case, he was in a lose-lose. He doesn't want to be Luke Skywalker, but if he doesn't do it, Star Wars community hates him.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's doing it right now.
So he's not doing it because he wants to.
Yes, he's doing it because he feels like he would let the fans down if he wouldn't.
So did anyone really want to come back?
Carrie Fisher did.
Okay.
She did.
There is one good thing though. At least this one ended up better than that Wookiee Christmas special.
What?
Have you never seen the Star Wars Christmas special?
No.
Okay, so Princess Leia looked like drugged out of her mind, and
Oh,
it
man.
it
What?
was bad. If you haven't seen it, you gotta see it. It was bad.
You can tell
What's
by
up,
just
Blake?
watching the movie that Carrie Fisher didn't have a good past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I could tell immediately that it was like it sounds like she can barely talk at times.
Yeah.
but
And the thing is,
but
she's not that old, if I'm not
What, in
mistaken.
her
oh no, she isn't.
50s? 60s?
But Colby, that Wookiee Christmas thing, it was a terrible thing, and the only reason that they got any of the original cast to do it was because they were under contract.
And she's only 59 years old. But you know what? In game,
Let's.
we're a video game show. Let's talk good and bad Star Wars video games because there is a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's I don't even know where to start. There's so many.
Favorite of all time. Favorite
Well,
of all time.
I got some news for games. The new Lego Star Wars came out last month. I bought it, I played it, and the story mode was awfully short, which most Lego games are. But if you played any Lego game, you know the story mode's not where it is. It's all about going back and unlocking all the characters, doing all that extra side stuff.
And
Um,
making your custom character.
and making custom characters and all that. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I even bought the season pass for it because Lego games now have downloadable content. Um, don't get me started on that. I don't really
Also,
like
something else.
that. Go
Isn't
on,
this
Dex.
the first Lego game that doesn't have 3 different movies to cover in one game?
Correct. It only covers the one. It covers the ending of
Episode 7 or episode
our episode 6.
Six.
And then it starts with the where pretty much the movie of episode 7 starts off.
So not only is it the first one to not have that, it's the first one to actually kind of make its own story.
Yes.
Because I remember all the other Lego Star Wars, the Lego Indiana Jones, the Lego, what is it, Lego Batman, they all covered just the movies mainly.
Oh, these only covered just the movies as well.
But no,
Lego
but
Star Wars: The
what,
Force Awakens covered. It was completely linear. It followed pretty much exactly what happened in the movie, and it even went as far as for the voice lines in the game. It was just voice lines from the movie, cut and
No,
pasted into the
actually,
game.
the original voice actors actually did voicing for that film.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did, but not many pieces. A lot of it is just taken from the movies.
that's
Even
another
says-
first right there. All the
No.
original Lego games, all the original Star Wars Lego games had no words.
Had no words. Yeah, it was just grunts, groans, and faces.
Same thing goes for the Indiana Jones, and I think
Until
they
the last
started-
Indiana Jones. They started voice acting with Lego Batman 2.
Yep,
Maybe they're gonna make a movie, and that actually looks funny.
Yeah,
the
anything
Lego movie
Lego
too.
is-
Lego Batman.
Oh, Lego Batman, yeah, that actually does look pretty
Yeah.
good.
But back to the Lego Star Wars game. It was awesome. It was very good. They added a new system into it where they added this actually with Lego Marvel to where if you fill up your combo bar and you hit either circle B or I don't know what the key is on a keyboard because I was using a PlayStation controller on my computer, you do a one hit kill. Instead of having to, punch someone 3-4 times, you just go up to them, hit that, dump your combo meter, and you one hit them, and it's like a flashy move. For instance, if you're Han Solo, you start sprinting towards them, and you slide on the ground while shooting them, and then when you get to them, you punch them, and they just break apart like in normal Lego fashion. Chewbacca will pick them up and basically rip their arms off, and they'll kind of jump around and then break apart.
I remember that
Um,
from Lego Star Wars too.
Yeah, it's now a finisher. It's a one-hit finisher for Chewbacca.
It was always a finisher for Chewbacca. Chewbacca
Well-
always had that one hit.
I know, but it was a one-hit finisher, as in you don't have to hit your normal attack button. You just hit this alternate button, and it completely ignores what health they're at. Um, let's see, what else did they add? They added a whole new. They redid the graphics and physics engine for the Lego games, starting with Lego Marvel's The Avengers. Um, it was the test bed basically for this, and what it added was it added a whole new what's called specular mapping and normal mapping, where a model in a game is smooth, and then you use the what's called a texture to make some certain things look bumpy or flat and shiny and all that. And they added this to the Lego series. Before, they really didn't have that. Everything looked like it was made of plastic and nothing else.
Well,
So it
that's
looked
kind
like
of
it
what
was made of
Legos are.
Lego.
Yeah. Well, they kind of, did a little better. So now, like, when you look at a cape, it actually looks like there's stitching on the cape instead of it just being a flat piece of fabric. Um, oh, and Kylo Ren in the game is good. They got his character, even in the game, perfect.
I probably missed this discussion on the Star Wars, so I'm just going to jump back really quickly. I was not too much of a fan of Kylo Ren.
I loved him.
I did too.
The problem with me that I had with him is they kind of didn't. For me, they didn't know really what to do with him because he always wore the mask, but he would take it off in an instant.
Well,
That
he
kind
didn't
of
take his mask off until he was interrogating Rey at the
Rey.
very end of the film.
true. Well, not really the very end, but then he just like never wore it. So why
Yeah.
even have the mask on
The
him?
mask was destroyed. Because remember, they were setting up bombs, and then Han walked out.
Yeah.
Ben! And he threw his mask down to look at his father. And
Well,
then
no,
the
I'm talking about
explosion
like
happened.
when they were after he took it off and everything. You'd see scenes with him off. I mean, when he cut up the one of the scenes where he just went ham on like the
He had his mask on for that.
Yeah, he wore
no, there was
the
there
only
was two
time
times where he did that.
the only time he took his
Both
mask
times
off.
on. Both times
I
Steve
just
fucked it up.
recently rewatched the movie. He had his mask on nearly the entire movie until he was interrogating Rey because Rey said, she wants to see the face of a madman or basically whatever.
Too much
And
of a
then
coward to show your face.
yeah, too much of a coward to show your face.
I
And then
just
he
don't
took
really
it
like
off. And then
He
he took
seemed
it
like a
off
spoiled brat to me that just didn't get the way he wanted. I just didn't really like him too much.
because he is. That's his whole character. He is the spoiled brat that had his way from Snoke.
Yeah, but I don't really like that. I like it having a serious,
Well,
like
here's-
really serious bad guy
Well,
like Vader.
Here's the thing, though.
You will
Like-
probably in
like-
the next
like I s-
episodes. After Starkiller Base was destroyed, that's what he did. He left and is now training under Snoke. Snoke literally gave him control of an army just to take BB-8. That's it. He wasn't even supposed to be in power yet.
Also, don't
But
forget,
he was
when Darth
he was
Vader,
really the only knight.
we
Go
immediately
on.
got him as a mature person. We got to see. This is another reason why people didn't like Anakin, because we got to see Anakin do his thing and being immature, being the spoiled person, wanting to do this, can't get it done, wanting to kill someone, but not listening. We got that from Anakin.
Yeah.
But in the
I
older
wasn't
films,
too
we
much
got
of
with
a fan
Darth
of
Vader. But we're also let it develop. We will see a more mature Kylo Ren. I can guarantee you, if not by this next film, the third film. I can tell you now, Kylo Ren is gonna fuck up Rey in this next film.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I really just don't know.
Oh, let me put it this way: you are literally training under you're training under Luke, and you've only had maybe a year's training, and then someone on the dark side grabs you and gives you control of an army. You won't know what to do. That's
True.
literally what happened. You trained under Luke
Who's
for
this
a
new
year.
Sith Lord? Who's this new Sith
Nobody
Lord?
knows.
No one knows who Snoke is. That's the whole
people,
thing.
People think it's
Palpatine's
Palpatine's
master.
That's the main theory. Because it explains the markings on his face. Because the way Palpatine killed him was he threw rocks on his face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just saying I don't really like his character as he stands right now.
I like
love
it. I see he has a lot of potential. As well as Ray. Look at Ray. Ray is kind of bratty. Ray is kind of rebellious. You know?
Yes, but she's for the rebel side.
Yeah.
So
But that
it's
doesn't mean
okay.
anything.
So it's okay. But I actually do like Ray's character because she has a little bit of a more down to earth feel. She wasn't pampered like
hmm
Kylo Ren.
Like Kylo. But no,
She
I can understand Kylo's
she
naiveness,
has a
his
little bit more of a
childishness.
His training's
build
not
up.
complete.
hmm
Yeah.
That's the
His
major
training's
point.
not complete, and he was literally thrown into battle out of a year of under Luke.
Yeah, and this is why Luke is in hiding because he
Is in hiding.
blames
He put,
blames
Yeah.
himself.
yep.
I'm hoping that they pick up where they left off, like not too far after that, so that way we can kind of see some of the training and see if, because I bet you anything he's going to refuse to train her at first.
I bet. I have a feeling it probably will pick up where the last one left off, with her standing there with the lightsaber
It does.
outstretched, trying to hand it to.
And then
It is.
let's not forget about the all like the gifts and all the fan art and everything that came out afterwards that showed Luke riding on her shoulders because
I can,
So-
he learned from Yoda.
I can
Okay, let's
also-
get back to video
let
games.
me tell you this before you go. Apparently, the planet that Luke is on right now, if it's the planet where the original temple is, that planet is so force friendly that if a Sith was to come to that planet, it would start storming.
Yes, I
Wow.
read about that.
That would actually be really cool. So, and I can see like Kylo coming there and starting to storm all of a sudden.
Well, that also makes. Oh, never mind, because he wasn't on that planet. Okay. Video games. Dex, I want to answer your question about favorite Star Wars game of all time. This one might surprise you. Okay, so I want you guys to take a guess. Out of all the Star Wars games that's been out, what would you? Well, Colby, I'll do with you. What Star Wars game would you think would be my favorite? Because Dex,
Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Republic, you're wrong. Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire on the Nintendo 64.
Ah.
Actually, that was actually going to be my guess.
Dash Rendar is my favorite Star Wars character of all time, which is why I'm praying that he's in this Rogue One film because he is a part of the Rogue One squad in Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire.
Nice.
I would kind
My favorite. A lot of people are gonna probably not like it. I have two favorites because I can't pick between any of them. I like the Jedi Knight series, all of them,
That's a good one.
and
Good
I
one.
honestly like the MMO, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
that's nothing to be scoffed at. I mean, from my understanding, so I have been unable to play that because I'm on a Mac. That's understandable. I understand it's a very popular MMO and that it's a very high speed, low drag MMO.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that hate it. A lot of people can't stand it.
I like it. It's just it gets boring after you're just I don't know. It can get boring quick.
It needs a revamp. It really does.
It really does.
I hate saying it. It feels like a WoW clone because of the combat system. It uses, a skill bar instead of some form of action combat system.
I also think the
If it-
graphics need a revamp too.
The
Yeah.
graphics are purposefully to look cartoony like that. That was on purpose.
Well, still, you can upgrade the graphics and still have it look cartoony.
Yeah.
You can still do that. I mean, look at like Overwatch and stuff like that.
True. Very true.
So they could use a update to their graphics engine.
Yeah. I would love to see their combat system. I don't think they ever will, but I would love to see another Star Wars with the combat system of the Jedi Knight series, where you actually are in full control of the type of attack you do. Where if you're say on keyboard and mouse, if you're holding W and click, you do an overhead swing. If you're doing D and left click, you swing to the right. You are in full control of the type of attack you do, and there's
It's not
different
a preset
stances.
attack.
Yeah, I would love to see another game like that. How many new Star Wars games are in development right now? Like 4.
3 or 4.
One of them is already.
That's mine.
I know Dice is making Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah. All right, Dex, you want us to guess yours?
Respawn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Very, very. Sorry.
Uh,
Your favorite Star Wars game?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know.
What
X-wing
what
versus Tie
time
Fighter.
frame?
Nope. Huh?
What time frame did this game come out?
I'm not really sure. I think. Oh, let me look it up. It was.
Is it
Commando?
an older game?
Is it
Colby just
Commandos?
got it. Clone
Commando?
Commandos.
Wait, is
Yeah.
that the one where like at the very beginning you dropped on Genesis and like you're fighting?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I
Yep.
played that one.
It's right in the middle of episode
Wait,
2.
time out.
You drop
That's
in on it.
considered one of the worst. Holy cow, really?
Dude, I loved it because you got a sense for the clones, for an elite commando unit, and the ways that you use your guns were just awesome because you didn't have the standard blaster. You had attachments that you put onto it. So you had a sniper rifle, you had a grenade slash rocket launcher. Whenever you had your pistol out and you punched, you had a chance to actually have a blade come out of your hand, come out of your fist, and snap and kill somebody. And then my absolute favorite though would have to be the verses
Wow.
where you fought against each other. Had the first real multiplayer that I felt was right. It was really what I wanted from like a Call of Duty or something like that. I actually really liked that game. And the
Hey.
story wasn't too bad either.
Hey, I'm not hating on you, man. I'm not hating on you. I will
Like,
not.
when was did you ever play it?
I played it, but it was like it was one of those where like I'm at a Super Bowl party and someone has an Xbox and I saw it and I played it and I didn't get to actually get into it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Colby, you ever played it?
No. The only one I've ever played that was like that was Republic Commandos.
It's like one of the few games that like that's out
Star Wars Republic Commandos. Yeah,
that's
it.
like forgetting about.
I thought you said it was Clone Commandos.
Oh, let me look it up.
Well, let me. We already went over our favorite. What's y'all's least favorite Star Wars video game out? By the way, everyone in chat, be sure to also let us know your
Yeah.
favorite Star Wars game, least favorite Star Wars game. We're gonna be going live with the next
Yeah,
end
Republic
game.
Commandos was my favorite.
Yeah. All right, least favorite Star Wars game.
Huh, is
I'll
right.
give you
That's
mine
a
right
hard
now.
one.
I'll give you mine right now. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2.
I think
That
I'll have
one
to
was.
go. I think
pretty
I'll have to
good.
go with. I'll have to go with that one too, or one of the old
Have you ever
original.
played it?
I played I played a little bit of it and I couldn't stand any of it.
I beat it. It was nothing like the original. I was hopeful for it too because I was watching on like IGN a bunch of different these sites because this is back when like I think IGN had like a little podcast thing on iTunes. I think they still do, but like they actually did like reviews and stuff like that. That was actually fun to watch. And they were saying how it was supposed to deliver on everything that the Force Unleashed 1 didn't come through on. I'm like, well, it came through on a lot of shit. So this one must be a great game. Got it, played it, sold it immediately.
7 missions. Let's just go off of this. Main part of this, the main storyline is you yourself, Star Killer. That is your character's name. You're trying to find out if you are a clone or not. If you pick the good ending, you do not. The answer is not there. You do not get that answered. If you choose the bad ending, you are a clone. 7 missions, that's it. Last game had like 15, and it actually went with the films. It was a moneymaker. That's all it was. We know we can get money from this. We're going to do it.
Not to mention in the final mission of the original, it's literally them starting the rebellion and choosing the rebellion's emblem based off of you,
Yeah.
based off of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, it was just shit compared to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was so hopeful because I remember watching the trailer, him crumpling up one of those two-legged walkers, holding it up, taking his lightsabers out, going up, slicing it as he goes up, slicing it on the other side as he goes down, it coming down behind him and just falling in half.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
had to be the most badass cinematic I'd ever seen to that date. And then I got the game and I was thoroughly unimpressed.
one of the trailers that impressed me with this game was Starkiller force push Vader through like in 10 walls, and Vader gets up, and then there's Starkiller with his lightsabers, and Vader starts his lightsaber. It was like,
Hmm.
oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. But let's be real, Starkiller had the potential of being the strongest Jedi I think ever.
Yeah.
Really?
He was that strong. He was so strong.
They don't call him Star Killer for nothing.
He defeated the Emperor.
True.
But he didn't kill him because he knew that if he was to kill him, it would be him going into the dark side because he was still dark. He was 50-50.
Yeah. And also, you have never seen that amount of struggle before in character before.
Hmm.
Like, you've never seen someone who was raised underneath the dark side and turned light. You only ever see the guys who are light turned dark, and
Yeah.
that's when they're like at the very beginning of his training. Starkiller was like halfway through his training, and then all of a sudden he goes like, "Oh, there's another side."
No, well,
Yeah.
let's rephrase that. He was halfway through his training. The Emperor found out he was there because he was Vader's.
Yeah,
He was Vader's
secret.
apprentice to kill the Emperor,
Yeah,
and then the Emperor found him. He was forced to kill him, and then Vader had him go on a secret mission to go, join the rebellion. And he joined General, what's his name?
I know who you're talking about because he when Order 66 go down was unaffected by it because he chose his own militia
Mm-hmm.
over to the clones.
Mm-hmm. Hang on, and because I gotta look this up too. Like, it's crazy the amount of stuff I've had to look up. Who cares?
It's crazy how huge the Star Wars brand is.
Yeah.
Heck, I went to the store the other day. I found a toy in the toy aisle that was not a new stormtrooper, but an old-fashioned stormtrooper,
Oh, nice.
and that was awesome to me. I was happy to see that because that brought me back to. And then I also saw a clone, which I was a kid during the new Star Wars, and that made me go back and watch the old one. So I was really happy to see the clone there because that spoke to my childhood.
Hmm.
Hang on.
I also like the reference. This is like getting off the Star Wars topic, but saying on it. In the latest Marvel movie, Captain America,
General Coda.
the latest Captain America, General Coda, yes. But in the latest Captain America, where Spider-Man goes, "Hey, you guys remember that really old movie?" Yeah, what was it? He was referencing Hoth. Which movie was that?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, when he referenced Hoth
The new Captain America film.
in the new Captain America film.
Yeah.
Ah.
But
What movie was what movie was like Hoth in?
The Empire
It was
Strikes
the
Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Hey, you guys remember that old movie, The Empire Strikes Back?
Hmm.
Wow.
That really brought a smile to my face because
Same.
of the Star Wars reference.
That's funny.
Well, at first it's like, oh my god, they reference Star Wars, but it's like, oh well, yeah, it's Disney, they own it.
It's Disney. They own it.
It's Disney, they own it, but at the same, and then you're just like, but then it also puts Peter Parker's age to really push on that he's a kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I was saying about Starkiller and how strong he was so strong that there was one point or cutscene where Coda is saying that the Senator Organa went to go look for Shakti, who you killed in one of the first one of the first Jedi you assassinate, and he's like, I don't know where she is, and he's like, Felicia, and immediately Coda looked up at him, and Starkiller went towards his lightsaber. That's how strong he was. He could tell that Coda was getting ready to strike him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
But
he was a badass character through and through.
Sounds
Also,
like it.
something else is you start to kind of see the workings of a lightsaber because you could change out the crystal
Hmm.
in the original, and that
Oh,
was
true.
unheard of because you never knew how a lightsaber got its color or how it works. Well, now you know that it uses a crystal to focus, and based on that crystal, that's the color it comes out as.
Yep.
Very, very true.
Oh, side note: did you guys know that scientists have actually found a particle that they're calling the lightsaber particle?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, uh, they're literally being able to like make like laser particles. They're like microscopic right now, but they're actually able to
Wow.
to connect them together and not have them go past a certain length.
Well, let's talk this recent Star Wars Battlefront. Very
I
big
Oh
cannot
disappointment.
say.
man.
Yeah, was not a fan. Was not a fan. I went out, bought the season pass, bought it all, sold it 3 days later.
I I regret to say I have the season pass as well.
I went into this
I
game. I heard all the negatives, and I was, you know what? It's Star Wars Battlefront. There's no way they are going to destroy this. There's no way. I was behind it.
there's
Then it
no way they're going to destroy this. Oh,
then it
hi
comes
EA.
out. Then it comes
Yeah.
out. There's only 3 or 4 maps. If you there's I think there's 3 if you don't have Jakku.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm honestly okay with just playing the beta if I wouldn't have not have bought that game.
Yep.
And that
Yep.
game, still, it is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness, the sounds,
Beautiful game.
everything. But it's like, why?
There's no content.
Why do this? Well, I know with the DLC they're about to have the space battle finally with the Death Star DLC.
Finally, I mean that was only one of the original things from Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I
I
mean,
know, right?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 making it on the Xbox and PS2, which was a smaller system, and you have the Xbox and PS4, which you could do so much in, and it's like, well, we're not going to do this, 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 or this. Not even a single player. Now, they have said the reason why they don't do a single player, and that is because of the fact that they were not able. They wanted the game to come out at the same time the movie was, so they did not put that in there. But they realized with the second one, they are going to put a single player in there, and I'm hoping they put Conquest in there.
Right.
Conquest is the reason why I played
Yeah, I was
Battlefront
just
2.
something else that really kind of pissed me off was the weapon overheat system. I
Yeah.
was not a fan of that because I remember back in uh, a major thing back in Battlefront 2 was running an engineer class that we could repair the healing and the ammunition droids. Because a tactical thing was for an assault guy to just run in there and blow those suckers up. And all of a sudden,
Right.
you now have a limited amount of ammo. That was a major part of that game, and I feel like without those little things, it's not a Star Wars Battlefront. I still remember like the big hero battles that you would actually have. Like you have these new like protect the hero stuff like that. I remember the hero battles from Battlefront 2, where literally it was I believe it was Mos Eisley or something like that. Uh you're down on that desert planet. There was a bunch of buildings that you could force jump your way onto. There was that boat in like an arena.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you had Chewbacca shooting people from across the map with the charged shot. You had the Boba Fett and Boba Fett and Jango Fett jetpacking all around, using their flamethrowers, using all that kind of stuff. You had people throwing lightsabers everywhere. You had Han Solo running around causing a muck.
I know,
Well,
it was awesome.
That was just great, and I was kind of hoping for something like that. And then I played it, and my hopes and dreams were just dashed. I was
Yeah.
really hoping for another Star Wars Battlefront.
I like the whole hero coin, like system, like getting the coin, the hero coin, and get it. That's how you got the hero. My biggest dislike with that, and I don't think I was playing with Colby. I think I was playing with my uncle. was you can get the hero, but your health doesn't go down if you're not active with your hero.
I
So literally, we're playing Hoth, and I also don't. That's another thing I don't like. We have Boba Fett in the back of our spawn who has 1 health, but because he is sitting there with 1 health and no one is shooting at him, he doesn't lose his hero.
Right.
I
So
believe
it's
we
like,
went
hey
over
man,
this
let
in
someone else
a
play.
prior video. I believe we went over this in
We
in a
did.
prior video when we were covering Battlefield 1 and the hero system.
I also another thing I don't like is how you can pick your hero based, even though you're playing on Hoth. The heroes would be Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader if we did that.
Or it'd be Luke Skywalker or Han Solo.
Yeah, and instead, you can get Emperor Palpatine, who was not even involved with Hoth, or Boba Fett, who wasn't in the movie at this point.
Right.
So it's like, awesome. We can be these characters. Cool. Who cares? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone can agree that Battlefront was a big, big disappointment, and I think EA has realized that. But I don't. There's also part of me that's saying they probably don't care.
That's the sad thing I'm feeling as well. It's just I don't see any change.
I don't know how long we've
It's
been.
not a proper Star Wars game.
No, it's not. I don't know how long we've been doing the show. I think it's been over an hour though. Not
It
even
has.
Yeah, guys,
But I think we should probably start
wrapping it up.
wrapping it up here. But I mean, is there any last things you guys are wanting to go off?
I
Say
want to
before we
say
go?
something non-Star Wars related because
Go
just
ahead.
depending on when we do a next show. August 9th is going to be the best day ever.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky finally releases.
And tomorrow it's going to get pushed back to 2017.
What? Oh no, I would be mad. But no, it's
Oh,
already done. Sean Murray, the director of it, has already put out a tweet saying that the game is complete. All they're doing now is just getting ready for distribution.
All right.
I have one quick thing to say about just the Star Wars thing in general. Uh, it was a huge disappointment. I feel like EA probably should not have been in charge of Battlefront. But how we were saying, this is actually going to tie into something we were saying earlier in the video. So if you just skip to the end to see how this discussion ends, go back. But how they said that they were going to refilm some of it because it was seeming more like a war film.
Right.
That's exactly what Star Wars Battlefront feels to me. It feels more like a war film.
Mhm.
It feels
Oh
like the
yes,
battle.
I
It
agree.
feels like the battle's always on tracks. There's no. I mean, you occasionally get those moments where it's only in I guess what would it be only in Battlefront, going off of the Battlefield thing,
Mhm.
but and everything else just feels like it's on tracks. Especially if you get a walker map, it's so hard to get those things down because you get dumbasses that don't know how to fly those snow speeders that can attach the hooks and all that kind of stuff.
It's
Mm-hmm.
also
You get
awful that once you get I'm sorry to interrupt you. You get a satellite. You get 2 satellites you got to turn on. One satellite, like if you're heavy on one satellite, the enemy team spawns in the other one. So it's like this doesn't make it any easier.
it fucks you.
But yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to say one last thing, and it's about the program that we're actually using to talk right now. In prior videos, we've used
TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak, but we just made a swap over to Discord, which has officially replaced, for me at least, Skype, TeamSpeak, and a lot of other stuff, and it's completely free. You don't even have to pay to make a server. We literally made this server that we're recording in what, a minute,
Yeah, it took
and
me
it's
a minute.
permanently up.
Yeah.
And we can have as many people as we want in here.
That might be something we might do when we go live is have people come in.
Yeah,
Might take callers.
Yeah.
you can easily
Yes,
give out the code. It's not hard.
Yeah.
And then you can assign moderators and stuff like that. It's really just a great system, and literally when you hear us quiet and stuff like that, and we're doing our research, we can literally post the pages and everything directly in the
Yeah.
chat. And if we post a video that we need to watch real quickly, it pops up with the video in a small screen.
Yeah, you don't even
And you
have
don't
to
have to
open
click
it
on
up
a
in your
link.
browser.
It's literally just the most streamlined system I've seen for communication.
Yeah. So big
And I
shout out to
highly
Discord.
recommend that you guys move over to, if you're not already using Discord, move over to it. And if you are using Discord, you can join us, maybe.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
and just to let everyone know, we also have another special guest. Hang on a second. You guys talk real quick, okay?
I think I know what you're about to do.
I know exactly what he's about to do.
Uh-huh. We're not idiots.
This is how he always enters the chat.
I'm not doing that.
Oh.
Okay, well, he always enters the chat using a side program on Discord.
Discord has a text to chat, and it's awesome.
All right, here
It's
we
terribly awesome.
go. Here we go.
Sir Myite said hello, my name is Bob and this show is awesome. Leave a like and subscribe.
And with Bob saying our exit, I think it's time for us to take our leave.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Sir Myite said, and with that, goodbye.
All right, but look, guys, before I do sign off, be sure to hit that like button if you do enjoy what you're listening to. Also, hit that subscribe button. Again, the Stormtrooper you were seeing on screen is the Death Trooper. We are also a wrestling podcast, so also be sure to tune in on Mondays and Tuesdays. We go live with the Monday Night Raw review and the SmackDown Live review. Obviously, Wednesdays we do in-game. Thursdays is next big thing. We keep everything. We talk NXT, the little minor league for WWE. And then Saturdays we do Keeping It Real, everything big news within the WWE. We go live with that. We'll be talking Brock Lesnar, more on him this week. And then this Sunday, the pay-per-view Battleground will be going live. We'll have a pre-show with our predictions, and then also immediately following Battleground we'll be live with the results for Bob, for Colby, for Dexter. Peace out.
Peace.
Later.
Sir Myite said bye everyone.